from the House of Assembly this week. Ogun Speaker steps down motion suspending Oluomo for 14 legislative days. IKOTO Community Development Union calls for reconstruction of IJEBU FLYOVER.
Converging for plenary this Tuesday, Honorable Babatunde Teller, who is also the Assembly's Deputy Chief Whip, moved the motion and equally led the debate on the motion, which centered on the attitude of Right Honorable Olakunle Oluomo, which according to him is detrimental to the physical, mental and moral well-being of the House, and how this attitude was putting the image of the House in bad light and disrepute. He noted further that Oluomo, having taken the House to the court of law, had clearly shown an unfriendly disposition and disregard to the laws and statutes guiding the operations of the House. Honorable Teller added that the Legislative Powers and Privileges Act of 2018, Section 21, on pre-action notice stated that a person who has cause of action against a legislative house shall give a 3-month written notice to the office of the clerk of the legislative house, disclosing the cause of action and relief sought. He stated further that Right Honorable Olakunle Oluomo has refused to follow due process before taking this House to the court of law. He has contravened the laws guiding the operations of his House and deemed guilty, as he could not claim ignorance, being a former Speaker of the same House.
Having been deemed guilty of the above, as there is no record of 3 months' notice being sent to the office of the clerk, an action that contravened the Legislative Powers and Privileges Act of 2018. I therefore, in consonance with Order 10, Rule 71(4), move that Right Honorable Olakunle Oluomo be suspended from the activities of this Honorable House for 14 legislative days.
Other lawmakers who spoke in support of the motion, including the Minority Leader Honorable Lukman Adeleye, explained that the former Speaker's activities were in violation of the rules and regulations of the House.
My name is Adeleye Lukman Olalekon. I represent the very prudent people of Odobolu State Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I want to appreciate the sponsor of this proposed motion, that is our own Dr. Teller Babatunde, for at least rising to protect the sanctity of this institution called legislative arm of government. The former Speaker, Right Honorable Olakunle Oluomo, is one of the most luckiest legislators in this state. Having been the longest serving House of Assembly member in our dear state, he was in this house at the 7th Legislative Assembly. He was here at the 8th Assembly as the Deputy Speaker, 9th Assembly as the Speaker, and of course, he's also privileged to be part of this August Assembly, a unique one for that matter. So, by this, he has benefited immensely from this institution. And it is disheartening that somebody whose this institution has smiled upon would thereby turn out to be a lawbreaker. Our Legislative Power and Privilege Act 2018, Section 21, as amended, is very explicit on conditions or procedure to follow before any member can take this institution to the court. Of course, we are lawmakers. We are not against anybody ventilating his or her own opinion or taking the right step to seek for redress. But in doing such, we must follow what our book has laid it down. It's on this premise. I'm lending my voice to this motion that since Right Honorable Oluomo has refused to follow the rule of the game, such person does not have the moral right not to be chastised. So, I am wholeheartedly supporting this motion that the former speaker be suspended in accordance to our standing orders. I so much support, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
I'm right to join the motion being followed by the Dr. Teller. Professor Williamka said, history matters. Records were not kept because of weakness of memory, but to guide the future. Thank God, like Honorable Adele has said, that is the longest. At least we are together at 9th Assembly. The issue of suspending a member impedes the power and privilege of this House. Such thing has been exercised by 10th Speaker. So to keep the record straight, he has also breached that privilege. So he deserves the suspension. And Mr. Speaker, in order to contend that this matter of law and privilege that has been quoted, no one is above the law. It has been quoted by one colleague, 3 months notice to the House. And I'll be taking this House to this man. So, and it's not the first one. When he was there too, the members that did such being suspended. So I also join my honorable colleagues that no one is above the law, that the then former speaker should be the motion that it should be suspended from the activities of this House.
Nobody should restrict anybody from enforcing his fundamental human rights. Procedural, the necessary rule and regulation as enshrined in the Privilege Act of this House must be strictly observed. Mr. Speaker, he who seeks equity must come with clean hand, and he who seeks equity must do equity. Mr. Speaker, precedent is always law. How you did yesterday is how today must be done. Mr. Speaker, history is always there to judge each and every one of us. And for that singular reason, equity will never prevail or avail him. Mr. Speaker, the situation of this hollow chamber is a sin on its own. The action of our ex-vice speaker is a desecration of this hollow chamber. And for that singular reason, Mr. Speaker, the privileged heart of this chamber must be strictly census adhered to. I hereby, for that singular reason, support the removal of this motion. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I just want to lend my voice, and according to the other members that sponsored the motion, according to precedence, I want to support my members in suspension of the former speaker.
In his reaction, Speaker Right Honorable Oludaisi Elemide explained that although Oluomo had violated the regulations of the House, but the present leadership would be magnanimous in always upholding the sanity of the institution, being the symbol of democracy.
There's a saying in Yoruba land that says, Ogun ki n wo ruru, ka wa ruru. The Right Honorable definitely have transgressed the sacred law of this sacred house. But we shall not fight like a pig. I have heard all of you, but by virtue of the power conferred on this table, we have to consider our state. We have to consider our government that is doing everything within their capacity to promote Ogun State into the committee of vibrant states. We will not like our names or our name to be portrayed in bad light, that, oh, Ogun again, the house again. I will implore you, my colleagues, IJEBU, I will bebe. Please bear with me. Give this to me. We will suspend further action on this till further notice. So I wrote.
The Assembly later observed a minute silence in honor of the late artist and cultural icon, Pa Jimmy Solanke, who passed away on Monday at 81 years, as reported by a member representing Raymond North State Constituency, Honorable Dixon Awolaja.
Honorable Dr. Abatunde Teller. I'm representing Abeokuta North State Constituency, and I'm an indigene of Ishagaorile under the Ogun community section of the local government. I had my primary school education at Baptist Primary School, Kiado, Ibadan. From there, I proceeded to Orion Grammar School in Oyo for my secondary school education. Then I had a stint in NT Abeokuta as an audio operator under the production program section before I went for my HSC at Adeola Odutola under the Ogun State College of Education then. Then from there I went to Ogun State University, where I studied history. So after I moved to Lagos to NIJ, Nigerian Institute of Journalism, where I did my postgraduate diploma in advertising. Then I went back to Ogun State University, now Onabisi Onabanjo University, for another postgraduate degree, postgraduate diploma degree in public relations. So from there I went to Lee City University for my master's program. In the course of that, I went to the United Kingdom for a professional training program. Then I came back for my PhD in mass communication, focusing on development communication at Lee City University. I lectured at Abeokuta University, Mass Comm Department. I was first admitted as a part-time lecturer, then I became a full-time lecturer. Then due to my political appointments, I had to resign the appointment. Then I moved into part-time lecturing. I was also at Moshood Abola Polytechnic as a part-time lecturer. Then Federal Polytechnic Ilaro also as a part-time lecturer. So I've always been a lecturer. Then I've also worked at Guardian newspaper during the Abiola saga. I was the main man representing the Guardian at Adamawa and Taraba states. So I was based in Jimeta town in Yola. So I've been the party chairman of the PDP. That is in inception around 1999-2001. I was the youngest party chairman in the state then. And then I was also a special advisor on youth and sports at the local government level at Abeokuta North local government. Then I became a supervisor for water and environmental sanitation. Then later I became the secretary to the local government and then the transition committee chairman of the same local government before I eventually became the House of Assembly member representing the same local government. And I'm currently the Deputy Chief Whip of the State House of Assembly. Yes, the people will expect much. But let me first say that our first job is not to start doing physical and infrastructural projects for our people. Our job here is to make laws. But because of the nature of the country, once you are in a political position, you are expected to meet a lot of needs. So as a politician, just take that as part of your projects. Well, the first bill that we have finished everything on it has to do with the order of precedence, and that falls under my purview as the chairman of establishment. That we have done and we have passed to the executive, so we are expecting the governor to sign. Then I've sponsored the bill on rural integration. The bill has undergone second readings. So by the time we are done, because it's at the committee level now, by the time we are done, we'll go all out for the third reading and the final passage. The objective of that bill is the fact that by the time you look at the state, you find out that majority of our local government falls in the rural area, and we cannot be looking at the situation where the bulk of our money is being spent on the urban area or urban local government. That won't bring development. So that was the reason behind that bill, that the rural area that are in the majority must be developed. So that's the objective. Once that bill is passed, it will guide those at the executive level to know the direction to take. Then I've also sponsored the motion that has to do with these local made adire, the locally made adire fabrics. What can be done to curtail or stop those imitations by the foreigners? And by the time we are back at the chamber, we go with the next line of the motion. So far, I know I must have given solar to over 12 or 15 communities, solar powered street lights in my constituency. And also I've constructed a small bridge for our people. So I'm still constructing another one. Well, the slogan of my campaign is One Love. One Love keep us together. Yes, probably because I believe in the ideals of the Rastafarians. You know, particularly the Robert Nesta Marley. Their deals of equal right and justice, their deal of the living together as brothers and sisters, you know, with equality of everything, you know, living a life of togetherness. So that was why I came up with the idea of one love in my campaign. So the other one hasn't got anything to do with politics, because when you look at my Facebook handle, they call me Artillery. Artillery has to do with the issue of sports. As a footballer when I was in the university, so that's the name they used to call me, Artillery One Man Battalion.
The manner in which this overhead bridge was constructed has needed series of accidents. So they are requesting for cash barrier to be put in place on this overhead bridge, and the petition is urging the Commissioner of Works to please take a tour of these facilities so that his mission time can save 9.
Presenting the petition at plenary, the minority leader and member representing Odogbolu State Constituency, Honorable Lukman Adeleye, revealed that the incessant accidents being recorded on the flyover was as a result of the way the bridge was constructed. According to him, the community appreciated Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, for his love for the IKOTO community and its environs for the construction of the said flyover. He said that the community cannot, but also brings to the notice of the Honorable Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure the incessant accidents being caused by the said bridge due to the way it was constructed. The community, through the petition, suggested that the bridge be redesigned and reconstructed like the one at Mobalufon, so that it will be convenient for motorists either coming from Ijebu to Ekpe or from Ekpe to Ijebu. He noted that the community was passionate in their request for the reconstruction of the bridge in order to reduce the cost of accidents and deaths along the road.